my dear friends, welcome to Russian with Passion. Today we're going to study some Russian grammar. So, we'll talk about the dative case. We have already talked about the nominative case, the genitive case, and cases in general. You might take a look at these classes if you do not remember this information. But today we'll focus on the dative case. So, dative case is an oblique case. I didn't remember the term. And does it actually matter? Oblique case means that it's not the nominative case. So the verbs in the dative case can never be the subject of the sentence. So it doesn't matter. Okay, so the questions which we use in the dative case, which we ask to the words in the dative case are кому, чему. In English, to whom or for what. So usually we talk about an action directed to the object. For example, we can use the verb to give to somebody. So this is very easy because, to tell the truth, дательный падеж in Russian, the dative case, дательный, this is how it is called in Russian, and the word дательный is derived from the verb дать, give. So, for example, я дала ему совет. Or я дал ему совет if I'm a male. But I'm a female, that's why I gave, я дала. So, я дала кому? It sounds very wrong. Doesn't matter. So, кому? We ask кому? Ему. Совет. So, to whom? I gave a piece of advice to whom? To him. And him in this case, in this example, is in the dative case. Okay, there are some other verbs which we use, the objects of which are used in the dative case. We'll talk about them a little bit later. Now I want to give you a list of prepositions which demand dative case. One of the most popular ones is к. It's like to. Also we use here по. So the prepositions к, по, подобно, согласно, благодаря, вопреки. So after these prepositions, almost in all situations we are supposed to use a noun, a pronoun in the dative case. A couple of examples. Phrases. К моей сестре. To my sister. По воде. By water. Согласно документу. According to the document. Благодаря ему. Thanks to him. Let's repeat the examples once again, quickly. К моей сестре. По воде. Согласно документу. Благодаря ему. The dative case is also used to designate an addressee. So, somebody to whom we, for example, send a letter. Написать другу письмо. To write a letter to a friend. Once again, in English we use to. In Russian, we use just the dative case of the noun. Другу. Кому чему. To whom? Другу. To a friend. Дать совет кому-то. To give somebody a piece of advice. Or, for example, you might say советовать кому-то. Дать совет, to give a piece of advice, or советовать as just one verb. Советовать кому-то. Also, звонить. Here we also talk about an addressee, so we call somebody. So, звонить also with the dative case. Here we might talk about an object which an action is directed. For example, верить. Верить кому-то. To believe somebody. Or помогать кому-то. To help somebody. As you can see, in English, we have no preposition here. But in Russian, we still should put the verb in the dative case. Remember these two verbs. Помогать, верить. In addition, let's talk about one more verb, нравится. We have already talked about it, to tell the truth. And when we say who likes something, so the person who likes something should be in the dative case. We say мне нравится. Мне is the dative form of the pronoun я. Мне нравится смотреть сериалы. I like to watch TV shows. Now, if you don't remember, and if you want to take a closer look at this verb, нравится, then take a look at these two classes. There are two parts. Okay, but going back. In addition, when we talk about our feelings, how we feel, I mean, when we deal with the temperature, when it is hot or cold or warm and so on, we use the dative case. Like we say, мне холодно. I am cold. In English, we say I as a subject, but in Russian, we say мне. Like, to me, it is cold, or for me, it is cold. That's how we say it in Russian. Мне холодно. We use a noun, a pronoun in the dative case, and then use an adverb. Холодно, жарко, тепло, прохладно. We can also say, for example, скучно, like I'm bored. Мне скучно. I'm bored. And some others here. Quite many verbs with the ending ся. It's, well, not an ending, it's actually a suffix. But anyway, quite many verbs with ся demand also the dative case, like нравится, кажется, мне кажется, it seems to me, and some others here too. So remember this, ся. And one more situation, when we say that we need something, we say мне нужно. Like, мне нужно переодеться. I need to change. In English, we say subject, predicate, and so on. But in Russian, we say мне. For me, it is necessary to change. This is a closer construction to the Russian one. Мне нужно. Ему нужно. Тебе нужно. And so on. Or моей сестре нужно к парикмахеру. Пойти к парикмахеру. My sister needs to go to the hairdresser. Stupid example, sorry. But anyway, нужно. Also with the dative case. I need, so I should be in the dative case. Okay, now let's take a look at the forms. Now take a look at this table. As you can see, as for masculine nouns, in most cases we are supposed to remove the ending, except when there's no ending, like in the word брат. And we add the ending u when the masculine noun ends in nothing, no ending, then we add u, брат, брату. If it ends in и краткое, y, then we remove it and add u. If it ends in a, we remove a and add e. Брат, брату, чай, чаю, папа, папе. Now, neuter nouns. If a neuter noun ends in o, we remove it and add an ending u. Окно, окну. If this noun ends in ye, we remove it and add u. Море, морю. Feminine nouns. If they end in a soft sign, we remove it and add e. Ночь, ночи. If it ends in a, we remove it and add ye. Вода, воде, like папа, папе. So it is the same here. When a feminine noun ends in ya, we remove it and add ye also. Земля, земле. If a noun ends in iya, we change it into i. In addition, a very important point here, when we talk about our age, in Russian we use the dative case too. For example, we say «Мне 27 лет». I am 27 years old. So we say «мне», not «я». «Я 27 лет». No. We say «мне 27 лет». Ему 32 года. He is 32 years old. Or we can skip years old, the word года. We can skip it and simply say ему 32. He is 32. Моей сестре 30. My sister is 30. And so on. So we use the dative case when we talk about our age. Okay, that's it. A lot of information. As for plural forms, I have a class devoted to plural forms, and you may take a look at it right now. But we will talk about plural forms more. Plural forms of the nominative case, of genitive case, of dative case, of all the cases. And of course, we'll continue studying cases. So far, we have studied 3: nominative, genitive, dative today. We'll continue. But that's it for today. I hope that you didn't get bored to death. Of course, I understand this is grammar. It's not that entertaining, but still it's necessary to know it. So I hope that you liked this video and found it useful. If you did, please press the button, like it and share it in different places. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me, and keep studying Russian and English with me. Happy Russian and English practice. Bye-bye. Hope to see you soon. The dative case is the case so after these prepositions, almost in all cases, we are supposed to use the the dative. OMG, Russian grammar, what could be worse? Oh. It's not that bad, guys. Don't worry, you'll be there. Just keep going. Thanks.